And I'm going to do a matching one in this sort of burgundy kind of red, like a burgundy shade. I don't know if you can see from the colour of my camera. Lovely British weather. I keep getting the natural light fading in and out. So I've cut that to 12 inches. And I've also cut a 1-inch piece for my centre to do this scrunch look. And obviously I've got my 9mm to actually wrap it and add my clip to the back. So they're there. And what I actually have is, like I said, I've got 4 colours of this. Like I said, I've got the brown, this earthy, the darker brown, this earthy brown, this red and the grey. So this is the actual ribbon. And it comes like this. You've got this quite nice backing to it, which gives it the flexibility. It's not as tough as, say, glitter ribbon. You do get a little bit of shedding, but minimal compared to anything, and you don't get any shedding at all off the cord or any fluff. So like I said, you just get a little bit of this, and like I said, as soon as you heat seal, there's no more issue. It also cuts really, really nicely. I'm going to do another bow with this one in a minute as well. So I'm just going to do my that's for my centre in a second, and as you can see, you can get nice clean cuts on that with no fluff or anything. It's actually better than gross grain for cutting. It's really nice material, and like I said, it's really flexible. Like I said, the only difference is I'll show you compared to standard ribbon. I'll just heat seal this so you can't see the phrase. So as you can see, compared to standard ribbon, it's probably 3 times as thick. So I wouldn't try this, because as we all know, I'm always telling you, I use an extra long 7cm or 8cm darning needle in the UK, or you can get upholstery needles. They tend to be longer and sharper as well, or Crew needles, I believe it is. But don't use, and I've got the standard needle in comparison. This is a standard size needle. This is 4.5cm compared to the 8.5cm one that I use. The darning needles and the upholstery needles and the Crew needles all tend to be a little bit stronger as well. So if you do need to do a little bit of force with certain thicknesses of ribbon, they're the best ones to use, because like I said, you can do that with these standard ones. If you use as much force as you need to get the ribbon through, as you saw there, I've just broken that in half. Now the longer ones can take a lot more force than that. I've changed mine this week because mine was starting to bend, but that is because I've been doing an awful lot of these more interesting materials lately, so that's why mine's gone. But like I said, it was only mild bending, whereas like I said, those ones, they would just snap. So like I said, always invest, pay that little bit more money, get you nice longer ones. And the other thing is again, thread is important. I use extra strength Gutermann's thread, double threaded, and like I said, you can get this in the UK from Hobbycraft and places like that, any sort of haberdashery stores, places that do crafting and that kind of thing. They have a whole section of it, but you want the extra strength polyester. You don't want any cotton at all, because I have some on my desk that I use for other basic crafting. There we go. And I'll just show you the difference so you understand why we, especially when we're using these thicker materials. This is basic cotton thread. You see? That just like tore apart in my hand. Whereas I'm pulling that 5 times stronger and that doesn't break at all. So like I said, that's why, again, you pay the little bit extra, you get the extra strength thread instead of your cotton based thread, and like I said, it will make a huge difference. So what I'm going to do is heat seal the ends. as we always do. And what I also do is line them up, make sure I've cut straight for the first part. Pinch middle. You want to lightly run this, you don't want to do it majorly, because what you'll see is you get a slightly darker effect where we've slightly burnt the cord material. Like I said, you don't want to do too much because you don't want it to affect the rest of the ribbon, but it can look nice in the centre once we've hidden it, so don't worry about it too much. But it gives you a nice way of visually seeing your crease if you can't pinch it, which is what we can't do with this thicker material. And the other thing I do, same as I always do, is I make a circle and I overlap it my centimetre. So centimetre, so when we overlay it, it'll be 1/2 centimetre either side. So if you clip that dead down the centre, that side, and again make sure it's lined up the same this side, centimetre over, like so. You can use your ruler if you want to, if you're not good at visually checking. Good. Make sure you got your centimetre and clip this side, and then what I do is I can see the crease more clearly in the inner side of the bow, and you line that up so it's centred. And what I do is I move the clip on both sides like that, make sure it's all even, and I double check it by folding it in half and making sure that these are level, like so, before I even contemplate putting any stitches in. And like I said, I've got this double threaded, so you can see you've got 2. And again, before I put that stitch in, check. Obviously you can visually see your line anyway from where we've slightly done that like soft burn mark. We want to go in from above, and we want to do 6 stitches to get 3 creases, and you need to make them pretty even. And as you can see, it took a little bit of force to get that through, but it's not that difficult. And again, once you're happy that you're going through the centre, you can move your other clip as well, and make sure you're capturing your 3 layers. So that's why we had the little 1 centimetre overlap in the first place, so we've got something to stitch through both sides. There you go, like I said, a little bit of force. Last one through the top, and as you can see, you've got your 3 creases. Now if you need to, you can use your desk to add to a little bit of force and do this. And as you can see, we've got pretty even creases, so in 1, 2, out, and on the back you've got 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, if you're really good at stitching, you can just cinch. If you're not certain that your stitching's perfect, the other thing you can do now you've got your stitches across is again fold it in half, fold it upwards, so you've got half like this, pinch here on your thumb, fold backwards, back, and push down on this side. And like I said, that's where your pinches are. If you want to glue as well, you glue here, here, and in between those creases, and you could do that instead of sewing. But like I said, if you want to double check your pinches are and your stitching's right, like I said, or you could just cinch, like I said, depending on how even your stitches actually are. So once you're happy with everything, you can wrap your centre a couple of times, or glue, and then stitch off however you personally prefer. And like I said again, it takes a little bit of force compared to a normal. But like I said, it's to be expected with the slightly thicker material. Okay, once you're happy, you can cut off your excess thread. And there you go, you got your super nice bow shape with your pinches all in and everything sits as it should do. And as you can see, this is the back, this is the front, and it's nice and even. So like I said, I've got my corresponding 9mm. I'm just going to heat seal that edge. I've got our clip, you can attach it to a bobble if you wanted to instead. Touch your glue on the back of our alligator clip. Like so. Touch your glue on the back of our right on the centre. Just going to get this little thread so that doesn't come out the bow, make it look messy, and wrap round nice and tightly, just with your basic gross grain from your centre originally. Now if you like the look of this, you could leave them just with your centre or add a bit of bling, etc., something like that. It's entirely up to you, but like I said, I do the scrunchy middle because I think they look nice on the 3-inch bows to give a little bit of a different look and sort of balance the effect of the middle sometimes.